Korean-U.S. Aquaculture, building partnerships for the development of safe and sustainable seafood. This is a partnership between the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the National Fisheries Research and Development Institute in Korea. It brings together scientists, researchers, and extension agents from Korea and the U.S. to share aquaculture research, information, and technology for the advancement of aquaculture in both countries. The 2012-2014 collaboration is focused on integrated multi-trophic aquaculture, or IMTA, with the purpose of developing ecosystem-based aquaculture in the U.S. and Korea. In March of 2013, U.S. researchers visited Korea for meetings, information exchange, and tours of research facilities and industry farms. The Republic of Korea is located in the southern part of the Korean peninsula, sharing the relatively shallow Yellow Sea with China to the west and the deeper Pacific with Japan to the east. It is a small country of only about 100,000 square kilometers, which is about the size of Maine and half of New Hampshire. This small area supports a population of 49 million people, which is about equal to the combined population of New England, New York, New Jersey, and Maryland together. A predominantly mountainous terrain and small area makes food production a top priority in Korea, with every available section of tillable land in some type of agricultural production. Fisheries and aquaculture also provide the country with a wide array of seafood, which is sold live, fresh, frozen, and dried. Food is very important in Korea, and the variety of food and seafood available is tremendous. In 2011, aquaculture food production was almost equal to wild fishery production at 46%. The fishing industry has always been a very important component of the Korean food system and the economy, and today wild fishery enhancement and sustainability is a major goal for South Korea. Aquaculture is used to enhance wild stocks by reseeding with hatchery-raised animals and by rebuilding important seaweed habitat. Korea has a broad range of aquaculture activities, but the majority of production is marine-based, raising a variety of finfish, shellfish, tunicates, echinoderms, and seaweeds. U.S. visitors were treated to tours of the leading fisheries and aquaculture facilities throughout the country. The NFRDI is the leading research institute in Korea and aims to enhance fishery resources through the country. They have several main branches that support different areas of fishery and aquaculture research and development. The marine research centers are located on the coast, where they run seawater hatcheries for the industry and for research. This is a marine finfish hatchery, where they were raising a variety of flounder and finfish species for later outplanting in marine open water farms. To supply the live markets, fish and other live products are transferred in these specialized trucks with cool seawater and aeration. You can find live seafood in many of the markets and restaurants around Korea, providing the freshest variety of seafood. This is an abalone hatchery. Young abalone are raised in these shallow seawater tanks in a greenhouse. They graze algae on specialized corrugated surfaces until they are large enough to be planted at sea. The abalone cages are constructed at the shore and towed out to sea. They are rafts made up of individual cages with shelves or trays for the abalone to graze on. These farms can be quite extensive. Abalone is a popular food in Korea and very common in markets and restaurants. Sea cucumbers are another popular live food in Korea, often eaten fresh and available live in bags to take home like you would a goldfish. Sea cucumbers are echinoderms with over 1,200 species found worldwide. In the hatchery, adult sea cucumbers are placed together in a tank and encouraged to spawn by slowly raising the water temperature. The fertilized eggs are collected with a net and the larvae are raised in shallow tanks on microalgae for about a month, and then settled on corrugated plastic shelves and trays. The juveniles are reared in shallow tanks for about 1 year to a size of 7 to 8 centimeters when they are planted out at sea.
그렇게 한다고 그러네요. 근데 이게 더 좋은가요?
Shellfish species are also a major cultured product in Korea. There are a variety of suspended culture configurations, from suspending attached individuals from long lines to suspending stocked bags or trays. Oysters are often seated onto shells and then raised on long lines at sea. Scallops are cultivated in hanging scallop bags suspended off long lines. This is a 22-hectare scallop farm in the northeast region of the country. Scallops are planted in spring and the lines are dropped down to deeper depths in the summer to keep them cool. They harvest a 15-centimeter scallop in 2 years after planting.
올리지를 못한다. 그래서 7m, 8m는 유지해야 된다고요. 그러니까 7m, 8m는 유지를 해야 되는데 8월, 9월, 10월 달 물이 끝이란 말이에요. 물이. 그렇죠. 그러니까 폐사이율 때문에 우리가
Seaweed is an important resource in Korea. It is cultivated on a large scale and used in health and beauty products, as well as in a wide range of traditional dishes. This is Saccharina japonica, a large brown kelp that is sold fresh, cooked, and dried. Spores are released from reproductive individuals and settled onto seed string for juvenile production. This string is cultured in the nursery and then wound around long lines with a special machine. These long lines are then cultivated at sea for about 8 months.
얼마나 된 거죠? 이거 우리 3개월 정도 된 거예요. 그렇게
To control density, sometimes seeded string segments are inserted into long lines instead, and bundles of 6 to 7 plants are cultured in spaced segments on the lines. Another important large brown kelp is Undaria, shown here. This is also known as wakame, and is used as a key ingredient in miso soup. These are cultured in the same way as the Japanese kelp, on long lines at sea. To harvest, lines are pulled up over a barge, and fronds are cut off the line. These farms can be quite large and productive. Sargassum is another important cultured seaweed. When ripe, reproductive females extrude eggs from receptacles, which are fertilized by the males. These sticky zygotes can be stripped from the parent plant in the nursery and painted onto seed string.
그러면은 저 밑으로 밖으로 나가는 걸 우리가 쓰는 거네, 이거는. 아하.
이거 이제 걸려내기 위해서 있어요.
예, 알았어요.
우리 온도 잡으면 이하고 저까지 주면 지가 방출을 많이 해.
The string is then raised in a greenhouse nursery until ready to outplant on long lines at sea. Hiziki is another brown seaweed that is cultured in the same way as sargassum. Green seaweeds are also cultured and consumed in Korea. Porphyra is a red seaweed that is used to make nori sheets in Asia and a very valuable industry in Korea. Early porphyra farms were bamboo mats placed in the intertidal to increase surface area for wild spores. Today, porphyra is seeded onto nets and cultured either in the intertidal zone or at sea. Nets need to be dried on a regular basis, so open sea nets are flipped over to rest on intermittent floats. Special boats cut the ends of the fronds, leaving plants to regrow for several harvests. Porphyra is chopped into a slurry and dried onto sheets in a process that is similar to paper making. Nori sheets come in all varieties and is even sold in the gift shops in the airport. Our trip to Korea enabled us to learn about new hatchery techniques, see different types of culture technology, and start generating ideas about how to adapt what we've learned to our own native marine species. This has been a valuable experience for us, and we hope to continue working with Korean scientists to share ideas and information on how to build a better aquaculture industry, utilizing principles of integrated multi-trophic aquaculture and ecosystem-based designs. NFRDI is already studying the design and energy cycling of a pilot IMTA farm with the hopes of improving seafood production while minimizing environmental impact.
카페. 이 에코니아 카바.
아, 그 종류 키우시는 거예요, 여기서?
예, 예.
아,
아니
네.
메인은 텔폰데 저 다시마인데 요거는 그냥 하면 원래 남쪽종인데 한번 키워보는 거예요. 예.
다시마. Maybe you can export it and then put some fire tap. That we can do both, yeah?
So
이게 이제 수직으로 내려가니까. 이게 뭐 이게 그 이게 이제